you've been an entrepreneur for over 25 years. And not only now, but I think always, but more so now, I get the vibe that everybody is trying to kind of figure out how to tap into their own inner entrepreneur, whether that's part-time, quarter time, whether that's building something on the side. Everybody's looking for another level of freedom. And so I want to kind of tap into, before you were an entrepreneur, or, before you knew what the word entrepreneur was when you were 10 years old, or, anything in between. I want to do kind of 3 things that you would guide people to as far as a mini life business course to tap into their inner entrepreneur, right? Yeah. Because you've seemed to, in connecting with you and just kind of through your team and your bios, you seem to really connect into the inner entrepreneur. And I think people are craving for that. So what's 3 things that you would guide them to get there on their own?
First of all, you're right. I'm taking me back to me being 10 years old. Me being 10 years old, I was washing cars on a weekend, right?
Yeah.
I needed cars on a weekend so I could make some money. And then eventually I was selling some of this and selling some of that. I was always out there trying to do something. I had this fire and this unexplainable fire, an unexplainable need to always do something. So I think that's maybe the first trait of an entrepreneur. Secondly, I have no fear, right? So I have no second thought or second conscience about how to get what I need to get or where I need to get. It's just, very, very driven individuals. It is not to say that I don't find myself sitting on the side of the road and thinking to myself, am I on the right path and why things are not working out for me? Yes, you're going to have this internal struggles and some doubts and questions. It's part of being human, right? It's how we're built. But if you set yourself a path, stay on the path. There will be times that you'll feel like you're off the road, but stay on the road. Extremely important. It's a long path, and don't wait for that moment in time where you'll reach this plateau or that plateau, because the road is what matters. It's how you walk on it, and what you do on a day in and day out is what matters. Ultimately, to be a successful entrepreneur, you want to make sure that you're out there doing something that you love, because you'll spend your days, your nights thinking about it, talking about it, meeting people, reading about it. Everything will be around that, right?
Yeah.
You better look for something that you love, something you're passionate about. And without that passion, I don't think anybody can be successful. You'll only reach a certain level if you'll do something in order to pay the bills. Now, we go through a period of time where we're on our business path, and we found what we love and we're passionate about it. And we feel the urge to go out and do it. And many times, you got to deal with what you got to deal with, right? You got to eventually put, food on the table. And then you'll reach a certain point in time, and hopefully you'll be in a place where you can pick and choose who you work with and how you conduct business and who you choose to negotiate or to sell or to buy from and stuff like that. But along the way, you'll meet many, many different characters, right? You'll learn who you'd like to spend more time with and who could be a great person or great partners and who may not be a good fit. So don't be overly concerned about that, right? Just, make sure that you're true to your own self. And I think these are kind of like the key elements, to be passionate about it. Without passion, nothing will work. You'll reach mediocrity without passion. You got to be very passionate about it. You got to be very focused on what you're doing. Stay on the elements, stay on the road, always learn, always be inquisitive. And as we said, work hard. Right? There's no shortcuts. The road is the road. The destination is the destination. The final achievement of the destination is not the end all be all. It's the way you conduct yourself along the way and how much fun you have. Try to have fun with it too. Stressful enough.
Yeah, I agree. I'll add 2 things to that, which I think are really important. And you said this, I'm just going to say it in another way. It's really important I'm going to piggyback off of what you said, do what you love. It's really important to do something that fulfills you. And if you're not doing something that fulfills you, find the way to fulfillment. And sometimes that doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes that may take 5 years because you're in a position financially, you can't just leave, but you can always think build something and keep the vision, and keep everything alive, because I think the goal is to ultimately feel as in alignment as you can with what you're doing. And so I appreciate everything you just shared. That was great.